Hi, my name is Mrs. Evans from Greenville Christian School. I teach 5th grade, and this is my class. Welcome to the 5th grade International Festival, where each student researches an old world country and writes a report and then produces a backboard to demonstrate the knowledge that they've learned of their country and provide a sampling of food for everyone to taste from around the world.
Okay. My country was on Poland. I learned that here it says $50,000, but in American money we think that is $50,000, but in Poland it's really different. Me and my dad and I figured out that about $1 here is $100 in Poland, and that Warsaw is the capital of Poland, and this is an old baptism that they used for Poland. I learned a lot of different things about Poland, that they have religious dances like this for the younger people, and they get out and they would just go around the streets playing music, and they would just do really one thing. I learned a lot that Poland has a population of 38 million people, and that their army has 283,000 soldiers serving in it. And if a young Pole doesn't want to be in the Polish army role, then he is supposed to serve 3 years of servation.
Hi, my name is Mallory, and I did the country Romania. I learned that Dracula is in Romania, and he built a very beautiful castle, and that he's not a real vampire. He's a real person, and his family's last name is Dracula. It's not Dracula, and he's a very interesting person. And that their money is really, really cool. Their money has like a little see-through hole in the middle of it.
Hi, my country was South Africa, and I learned that it could produce more gold than any other country, and it has amazing animals, and it actually has penguins up there, and they have beaches, and they have so many regions up there, like plateaus, mountains, deserts, plains, and there you have it.
Hi, my name is Andrew Eastwood, and I researched Taiwan. Taiwan's national drink is green tea. So in Chinese, yum cha means drink tea, which is like high tea in Britain or coffee breaks in America.
Hi, my name is Grayson, and I researched on Armenia, and I learned that they have their own alphabet, which has 38 letters, and that they adopted Christianity as their main religion in 301 AD. And that I have grandparents that were born from there, and that they had this thing called the genocide, and Armenia used to be where eastern Turkey is today, and that's where tons of Turkey people killed the Armenians because they were Christians.
Hello, my name is Maddie Lawson, and I did Japan. I learned a lot of stuff about Japan. One thing was they have 3 flags: their army flag, their emperor flag, and their regular flag. And they have a really big religion called Shinto, where they worship their ancestors. So, yeah. And they have a big Buddhist statue that you can climb up into the forehead and write your name up there. That's really cool. And their calculators look like this. Like this. So I don't know how they use it. It's complicated. Yeah. And they like to eat and drink tea and rice at every meal every day.
Wiggle. Wiggle. Do y'all remember Amazing Grace?
Yeah.
Let's do that one. I like that one.
right back as soon as I finish reciting pi. 3.14159265358967932383279502888.
Hi, my name is Tamara Burgess, and I teach 4th grade at Greenville Christian School, and I'm also the advisor for our SAD chapter. SAD, you may know as Students Against Drunk Driving. It has since been changed to Students Against Destructive Decisions. Our chapter consists of students in 7th through 12th grades, and we cover a variety of issues here at the school. And one advantage we have to having SAD at our school is our school consists of students in K4 through 12th grade, so we can reach a variety of ages. One of the events that we do have coming up, which all of the public is invited to, is the Christian Wrestling Federation will be here at our school on Friday, May 4th at 7 p.m. And you can purchase tickets in the school office. They're $5 for adults and $2 for children ages 2 years through 12th grade. It is open to anyone in the public, and we invite you to attend. The proceeds that the Federation receive from us will go towards funding their mission trip to Nigeria. So we look forward to that event, and we have a few students here that would like to speak about some of the events and areas that we participate in. This is Ashley Flint, Missy McDaniel, and Blake Casberry.
SAD is also partnered with Drug Free Greenville. We are against physical violence, bullying, dating violence, alcoholism. There are a lot of commitments that come with being a SAD member. We have to make healthy decisions. We sign a pledge that we dedicate our lives to all the things that SAD stands for.
Last year, Greenville Christian and Greenville High School participated in a program, Shattered Dreams, which encourages kids against drinking and driving. And it was an enactment of a wreck that had involved alcohol. And I was one of the enactors that was placed in a vehicle. And it was harder than most of us thought it would be. Once we were actually in the vehicles or laying on the ground with fake blood poured all over us, it was sort of disturbing, and I mean, it was impacting it, and I think it impacted more of the kids that participated in it than anyone else, because we realized the effects that drinking and driving can have on others, and it not only affects the drinker, but it affects everyone else involved, the families, the innocent bystanders, everyone, and it was a wonderful experience.
SAD not only participates in things like Shattered Dreams, but also in things like Red Ribbon Month, which we had a trike parade for the little kids promoting drug-free and everything, and making good decisions for young people and teens and everything, you know, teaching the little ones good things before they grow older and, you know, start making bad decisions. And we had a helicopter out here and a fire truck with the fire department out here to just, you know, promote good things, drug-free, and staying good. And
all right.
We partnered with Brookshires and Drug Free Greenville, and the elementary kids made paper sacks with drug-free messages on them and gave them to people around, just, you know, promoting being drug-free. And we also had a Heroes Night at the mall, where the local fire department, police department came and met with just some of the people.
One advantage we have here at Greenville Christian School is that we can place a biblical emphasis on all the topics we bring to our teens. We ask our teens to take care of themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually, and we hope that through SAD we can accomplish that by bringing them the tools that they may need to make healthier choices and not make destructive decisions for their lives.
This year's 6th graders did a medieval project, such as catapults and medieval clothing, and they topped off their projects this year with a trip to medieval times.
Yeah, my name is Brody Barnes. I'm in the 6th grade at Greenville Christian School, and I did my project on a trebuchet. We recently studied the medieval period, and we were doing projects on medieval on medieval things. This is most like a catapult, except it has a counterweight on there, and it launches further, and it has an arm on it.
My name is Hanko, and I'm from GCS Christian School, and we recently studied medieval times, and we did projects on medieval times, and I made a catapult.
Hello, I'm Kirk Nelson, and I was the state champion in mathematics at the TAPS State Academic Meet. I also got 3rd in prose interpretation and 4th in number sense. And our school overall was Division 3A runner-up, and we're very proud.
I'm Jordan Sullivan, and I got 6th place in persuasive speaking and 5th place in original oratory at the TAPS State Art and Academic Meet.
I'm Macy Arp, and I placed 4th in poetry interpretation at the TAPS academic competition.
Hi, I'm Jason Servin, and I won 3rd place in persuasive speaking at the academic meet in Austin, Texas.
Hi, I'm Emily Smith, and I got 4th place in art history and 6th place in calculator at state.
Hi, I'm Cody Moncrief, and I received 1st place in current events at the TAPS State Academic Meet, and also received 6th place in social studies.
Hi, I'm Mason Rook.
And I'm Matt Dewar. Stay tuned for more Eagle Flight
on Cheers Channel 34. Yes! Ah!
Hello. What you've seen are brief selections from our high school play, Southern Fried Murder. In the play, a dysfunctional family meets to discuss the will of their grandmother, Magnolia Capote. But chaos ensues when she winds up dead, stabbed in the back by her own cane. The play follows the rest of the family as they earnestly seek out the will which has been hidden through a series of clues left by their grandmother.
Belle Parker, attorney at law, should you ever need one. I've had to limit my services these past few years because of a very prominent client, Mrs. Magnolia Davis Capote. Mrs. Capote is over 80 now, and well, one must look to the future. Though she has a number of heirs, a daughter and 5 grandchildren, should she decide to leave her fortune to any of them, I suppose they would seek advice concerning their legal affairs elsewhere. Her grandchildren and I are not that close. Mrs. Capote has promised to reveal her plans for the Capote fortune at dinner tonight. And since she despises her grandchildren, and they her, it should be interesting to say the least. You might choose to select a table a safe distance from theirs. That piece of advice is on the house. Excuse me.
Howdy, I'm Will Slatterly. I work over there at that alligator farm out on Tobacco Road, but I've been trying to get into this acting school. But they say if you want to get in, you got to perform for the teachers first. They call it an audition or something. But anyway, I found this poem in the library. It's a dramatic poem. It's a real good one. It's got a funny name, like Casabianca or something like that. But anyway, it's great. Just watch. All right. The boy stood on the burning deck when all but him had fled. The flame that lit the battle's wreck shone round him o'er the dead. But beautiful and bright he stood, as born to rule. Wait a second. As born to rule the storm, a creature of heroic blood, a proud but childlike form. Flames rolled on, he would not go without his father's word. That father faint in death below, his voice no longer heard. He called aloud, "Say, Father, say, if yet my task be done." He knew not that the chieftain lay unconscious of his son. He shouted but once more aloud, "My father, must I stay?" While o'er him fast through sail and shroud the wreathing fires made way. They wrapped the ship in splendor wild, they caught the flag on high, and streamed above the gallant child like banners in the sky. There came a burst of thunder sound. The boy, oh, where was he? Ask of the winds that all around with fragments strewed the sea. With helm and mast and pennon fair that well had borne their part. But the noblest thing that perished there was that young faithful heart. Thank you.
Before you ask, I'll tell you up front that I don't give autographs. They're such a waste of time. Oh, I know. All the other big Broadway stars do. But often those ridiculous fans rush right off and sell them. I mean, after all, the name Maggie St. Lawrence is worth a fortune. Why should I give it away? Oh, how I could hardly tear myself away from New York to return to New Orleans, even for a few days. It seems so provincial compared to the Big Apple. But my grandmother did invite me, and if it gives her pleasure to show me off, well, my grandmother they say, was a beauty too in her youth. I owe her a lot. Good genes are not easy to come by. You look a little familiar. I swear I saw you sitting on the front row of opening night of Fireworks Over Manhattan. No? My mistake. Oh, and I couldn't help but notice you admiring my little trinkets. Tiffany's, of course. One of the perks of being a Broadway star are the darling gifts our producers persist on bestowing on us. Well, I must circulate. If grandmother invited me here to show me off, I mustn't disappoint her. Farewell for now.
I'm Magnolia Woods. Woods, that's English for du bois, which in German is das Sticks, which in... Oh, but I mustn't ramble on. Sometimes I chatter away as foolishly as my cousin, Maggie St. Lawrence. Do you know Maggie? She was once a huge Broadway star, but she managed to shed a few pounds. That's she over there in that gaudy pinkish purple dress. She always was a show-off. Even when we were children, she tried to outshine me and our other cousins, Nolly and Stump. Well, Stump doesn't really count. A dead light bulb could outshine Stump. But we always resented how she could play up to our grandmother Magnolia. That's the Magnolia Capote. A lot of good it did Maggie. Grandmere cut her off like a dead limb on a sycamore tree when she ran off to show business, and it's exactly what Maggie deserved. I'm certain she's only here in New Orleans because Grandmere has asked us tonight to discuss her will. That's my grandmere over there. Do you know my grandmother, Magnolia Capote? Well, I suppose not everyone reads society column, or you'd have heard of her. She owns most of the land in this parish, and what she doesn't own isn't worth having. She inherited it from my grandfather, something about the Napoleonic Code. Anyways, she asked her grandson and his granddaughters, there are 4 of us, all named for her, to dinner tonight to discuss her will. I made the long, hot journey from Baton Rouge. Why, it was a hot, hot journey. It was like the sun was a big white bone that had caught fire in the sky. But that's another story. I don't know why I came. Grandmere hasn't spoken a civil word to me since she heard those rumors. Those ghastly rumors that I suspect were started by some of my kinfolk trying to remove me from the favor of my grandmare's eyes. Why are you looking at me like that? You've heard them too, haven't you? I won't be looked at like this. Not in this merciless glare.
What a dump.
If I wanted to spend my evening watching plaster crack, I could have stayed at home. I'm Nellie Frost, and I live in the decaying old mansion at Cypress Acres. If my papa could see the sad state to which it has sunk, he'd be spinning in his grave. My grandmother, Magnolia Capote, she could give me the money to restore it to its former glory, but she won't lift a finger to help me. And Sheriff Watkins, he's trying to evict me and take my property for back taxes. It's all Grandmother Magnolia's fault. If she hadn't have driven away my John, I'd have a husband to support me. So, this is what I've been missing all these years? Not a thing. I'd be better off at home. At least there I could avoid my shoddy relations. My grandmother, Magnolia Capote, the one over there with the fancy walking stick, she hates all 5 of us grown children, but not as much as we hate her. I only came tonight in hopes of seeing her keel over and drown in her own gumbo. So, if you'll excuse me, please, I want to go speak to her waiter and make sure she gets served a king-size portion.